Hello everyone, I'm Tobias. We are back with another quest guide. Today we're doing Royal Trouble, which I guess can be classified as a sequel to Throne of Miscellanea. For requirements, you need an agility level 40 more, as well as a Slayer level 40 more, and have completed the Throne of Miscellanea quest. You also need to use 5 cores. For optional stuff, being combat level greater than 50 is good. And having access to protection players is also good. Specifically, if you're going to melee, then melee the boss later on, you need it's good to have protect for melee. If you're going to magic the boss, like I'm doing, it's good to have protect for missiles. So that's what you have to work with. Speaking of boss, bring your magic gear unless you want to do melee. I don't recommend melee. Magic is much more superfluous, much better. So for food, you can bring like 4 summer pies or more, depending on combo level. You may need more. Energy potions, greater than about 4 is good. Some anti-poison potions because the boss can poison you, about 2. And have at least 10 free inventory slots. That's very helpful. And a way to travel to Miscellanea itself, you can use the Ring of Wealth. Once you finish the Throne of Miscellanea quest, you can now use the Ring of Wealth to actually teleport you to Miscellanea. That's available now. I did not do that. I actually just went to the bank after I finished the prequel quest, pulled out the gear for the next quest. Anyway, so if you don't have this, you can just use Camelot Teleport Tablet. Push you right there, head away north into Roleka. Then use the ship here, that takes you to Miscellanea right there. Those are your 2 choices. Alright, so to start this quest, make sure you have everything. It should only take you one inventory, if you're following me. So to get to Miscellanea, you can use the Ring of Wealth, which is now available to teleport to Miscellanea. After you finish the prequel quest, Throne of Miscellanea, you have access to this option. You can also use, I guess, Fair Ring CIP. If you have none of those options, you can do it the old school way by teleporting to Camelot using a Camelot Teleport Tablet. And then walking all the way north to Roleka and then taking the boat right there to Miscellanea. However, or once you're here in Miscellanea, there's a boat, there's Fairwing, and this is where you get dropped off with the Ring of Wealth. Enter into the castle. And we're going to talk to the advisor upstairs to start this quest. Enter castle. Head to the south room, head upstairs, and then enter the main area. And then talk to Advisor Grim. Greetings, Your Royal Highness. And ask him news. What has been happening in my kingdom recently? Interesting that you should ask, Your Royal Highness. You see, the people are worried that a war will break out again. King Vargas found himself with not much to do. He intended at first to return to adventuring. Unfortunately, we still have not the doors to the throne room large enough so he can leave. So it sounds like he came back, rested here, and got transformed into into a yeti. Okay, instead of like walking into here, has a yeti already. So what has? Sorry about that, folks. My recording crashed, and now I'm back. The king has been trying to rule once more in your absence. However, he has enraged the queen of Etcetera again. 2 of them have been writing letters about fierce threats to wage war, and stuff like that. I see. Your Royal Highness, I suggest that you sort this out. Alright, fine. I'll sort it out. I'll sort it out at once. Thank you, sir. I suggest you talk to the prince and princess to help you find out more information. So, depending on who you married in the Throne of Miscellaneous quest, the prequel quest, either Prince Brand or Princess Miss Astrid, talk to your spouse. I'm going to talk to Princess Astrid here. Hello, darling. Welcome back, dear. I'm afraid I haven't managed to find a priest for our marriage yet. Shame. Advisor Grimm and I should talk to you about the princess, about recent events in the kingdom. Father... see here. Alright, I'll ask my father if we can discuss in the center room. Advisor Grimm told me that to talk to you about the thing, what happened here. Terrible, my father's been arguing with the queen, has managed to start a war again. Your work has been undone by his accident. An accident? What do you mean accident? My father, see here, got bored and decided to argue with the queen. What do you suggest he do then? We can't have him declaring war all the time, even if it gives us a chance to show off our military might. I could finally show him my archery skills. If only we had an army, we could prove ourselves to etc. I think we should persuade our father and the queen to marry. Unite the kingdoms. Think of the poetry of the situation. I can write them a wedding hymn, a wedding song. Our national anthems will be wonderful. I don't think that's a good idea. I think it could work. Okay, we don't have an army, so declaring war is kind of useless. I trust my brother's judgment, although his ideas are a bit wild. Alright, dear. What will you do? Will you talk to both of them and try to get them to marry each other? I'll have to first sort out the anger issue between them before I can actually proceed towards marriage. Alright, so that's once you're done here, talk to King Vargas. Your Majesty. What are you busy with, sir? Affairs of state and so on. That is now my job. Not all much left for me to do these days. And you do a very good job. Although you can't be here all the time. So, do you still need me? Yes, somewhat. About this issue you're having. Would these involve starting a war with the queen again? No, exactly. I mean, yes, she insulted me first, and at least the kingdom's problems. But that's the least of this kingdom's problem. Some of Frody's barrels are missing, as many as magnets and crates. So someone's stealing from this area, huh? Please investigate the situation right away, Your Majesty. Okay. And we now have to figure out what this issue is. So we're going to head our way outside the castle and talk to some local citizens. You can talk to 3 people, doesn't matter which one. You can talk to Gardener Gunhind by the farm patch, which is the closest person. You can talk to Lumberjack Leaf over there. And also you can talk to minor Magnus over there, and one more person is going to be Fisherman Frody over there. So those are 4 different options you can talk to. This guy is the closest, so I'm just going to choose him, or her rather. Good day, Your Highness. Can you tell me what happened? You haven't heard? Ascetrian soldiers came and demanded tithes from us. You are the only person we give our goods to, so we refused them, and the next day they stole some of our goods. Pretty straightforward story. And now let's go back to the king and tell him that the blame is laid upon the other kingdom. Apparently, for now. Here we are. So, yep, and it seems like the other kingdom is the one to blame. What? So, Sigrid's planning to invade us, is she? Tona, go and talk to her and ask her what she's doing. This is insane. Yes, sir. Alright, so now exit the castle and head your way to the other side. Walk your way all over here. Once you're inside the castle, enter the south room and then head upstairs to talk to the queen. Once you're upstairs, enter the main room and talk to the queen. Your Majesty, incompetence. I'll give him incompetence, yes. It seems you guys are at war again. Of course not. We were just talking to each other. Insulting each other and stuff like that. Doesn't excuse what he did to my citizen. What happened here? My citizens told me that items of theirs have been stolen by Vargas. Apparently. Of course, let me just make sure and investigate your kingdom as well. Head downstairs. And now head into the courtyard. You can talk to Matilda, Helga, or Hamming. Any one of these citizens, doesn't matter who. Let's talk to Matilda. They're around this kind of area. Excuse me, yes. There's some more citizens. Anyway, Queen Sigrid tell me that things have been missing from the kingdom. Do you know more? You haven't heard? Miscellaneous soldiers came and asked for a tribute. When I told them to leave, they came back and stole my hat. Oh wow. I'll see what I can do. Wow, interesting. So we have, I think, two different armies. So, probably one group of soldiers impersonating both kingdoms' armies. The blame is on the miscellaneans. Interesting. Vargas, you traitorous snake. Well, hold on. I was also at the other kingdom, and the citizens there also have the same issue. Your soldiers came to them. What? Oh man, this is weird. Your Majesty, no, this is not a convoluted plan for war. If I may just... Alright, me? It's one of the hazards of ruling a country. Tolan, you must straighten this out. Okay, fine. Alright, so let's head back to King Vargas and explain this to him so that we don't end up in war together. Have you spoken to them? Yes, and it seems like we've been had. There's kind of a setup going on here. Secret things that now I recognize etc. as a sovereign nation, I can just roll over and let them do whatever they want. Hold on. She's having the same issue, man. Your Majesty, come on, man. I don't have all day. I'm doing two jobs at once. I'd be able to invade her right now if I can. Hold on, Your Majesty. In any case, there are many miscellaneous soldiers. They must have come somewhere. I mean, like, where are they? Ask Advisor Grim if we know of any. Okay. Talk to Advisor Grim. Well, do you know King Vargas asked me to talk to you. Do you know of any missing goods and soldiers? Okay, so I'm assuming that nobody presently living in Miscellanea would have taken them. It is likely, of course, that someone took them outside, such as the other side. The sailor you bought from here, from the mainland, could be a suspicious person because he's an outsider to the entire island. I suggest you talk to him. So it's a small community, everyone knows each other, therefore whoever isn't in the know must be the culprit. Exit the castle and head to the ship over here and we're going to talk to the sailor. And once you're here, talk to the sailor. I'm looking for a sailor, and that is I. The king's advisor said as I talk to you, have you seen any suspicious group of people arrive recently? Well, some kids from Releka, 5 of them came here a few weeks ago. They said they were going to see relatives in a dungeon, and they were visiting from the mainland. Huh. No way I had no idea the king had dungeons with people in them. I had no idea Miss Elena even had dungeons. They have not been used to keep prisoners for a long time, but since the war ended, we have more people visiting the island. I see. Only the weather on Miss Elena is terrible, and nobody could build houses as strong as etc. Etc. is the same. Okay. So we lived in dungeons instead. Underground safety. Of course, it had to be large first. There's a lot of dwarves working down there as well. More of the dungeon's inhabitants before they moved over to etc. That's interesting. I'm still an adventurer. I can't be everywhere in the liner to know everything, man. So it seems there's a dwarven establishment underground as well to help build up the first settlement. So now return to the king. Your Majesty, how to get into the dungeon? The dungeons? Of course, how could I have forgotten? Sorry I didn't tell you. It's okay, the sailor explained the situation to me. He said that the only new arrivals on the island recently were some teenagers from Releka to visit their relatives inside the dungeon. I see, okay. Well, there's something I need you to do in the dungeons anyway. I see, the dwarves down there are still doing stuff and they have spotted some odd sightings. Perhaps monsters? I have no idea. Please look into what they have to say. You are now a member of the royal family after all, so I can rely on you totally. Thank you, Your Majesty. Before you can actually enter the dungeon, you need this scroll to give you permission. Alright, pretty straightforward. So then just tread down and head into the courtyard. And then the dungeon's right there by the ladder in the south west area. Climb down. Hold on, no one can go down. No one can go down here. I have the scroll. All right, fine enough. Sorry, Regents, quotation mark. All in order. Good luck, Your Highness. Try not to be eaten by monsters. Once you're down here, head into the pub in the eastmost area and talk to Donau, the pub. This is where most the gossips happen. What do you want? What are you doing in these caves? Here to work on excavations, though I don't really want to start digging again. Why not? I thought digging was second nature to dwarves. Not with monsters like those in the cave. It had huge teeth, flaming red eyes, and almost the size of a tunnel. If it attacked a town... Hey, wait a minute, are you an adventurer? Yep, and a regent. In that case, can you resolve this issue? I don't want to deal with this monster. Of course, dealing with monsters is what I do. Anyway, so first you have to actually enter into the cave because it's kind of tight and closed. Not for your human-sized body. Please use this mining prod to help you. And also the lift is broken, so you have to fix that as well. Good luck. Well, the monster is somewhere behind deep into the caves. So so it is. Good luck fighting the monster. Once you're done, head your way north into the north section. You don't need a pickaxe if you have coal ores with you already. Sorry about that, but use a mining prop on this crevice to enlarge it, hold the rocks in place, and squeeze through it. Boom. Alrighty, so now we have to solve this puzzle. Take one engine, take 3 pulley beams, 1, 2, 3, 3 regular beams, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 ropes from these crates. You can read this manual if you want more information how to actually do this. Pretty straightforward. So, well, it's not straightforward without the guide anyway. So we're gonna add we're gonna fuel up the engine with a bunch of coal, 5 to be precise, which will be used to power it. If I can ever, come on, takes such a long time. There we are, and then one more. Alright, that's good. So now use a pulley beam on the scaffold. There's a bunch of different things here. You want to go for the scaffold, this broken scaffold. Boom. Use 1 regular beam on the pulley beam itself. It's like inside your inventory. You get a long pulley beam. Then add another regular beam to it to get a longer pulley beam. Then use a longer pulley beam on the fixed scaffold. Haha. Now use the last of your pulley beam on the scaffold itself. Bing. And then you want to use 1 rope on the scaffold. Bing. And then you want to use the beam on the last of your beam on the platform. Not the engine platform, the platform. 2 different things. Now make sure you have at least one rope inside your inventory. You're gonna use the engine on the engine platform, and make sure you have 1 rope with you, and then just basically use the lift. And there we go. Alright, so before you leave, take a plane with you, and then enter into a small tunnel to the east. Continue all the way over here, and we have a rope swing, which requires a rope. Use the rope on a rope swing, swing across, swing across. Oh, here we are, swing across, and then head your way down here. Oops, I can see embers of a fire. Has someone been here recently? Search this fire remains for a burnt diary and then read it. Do not drop this diary, keep it with you. Continue onwards. Use these planks to not take damage from these rocks. Otherwise you will lose up to 8 you can lose up to 8 HP. Here we are. And then one more go. And then search the fire remains for another set of pages. Continue onwards. We'll read the whole thing at the end, don't worry about it. Search this page right there. Be careful with these vents, they will do a lot of damage to you. Just sneakily navigate some of this stuff. Right there. And that's the 4th one, and then there's one more. Be careful with these rocks as well, they fall off and hit you. Try to stay in like a center location. Avoid the rocks and you'll be fine. There we are. Otherwise they fall on you. And there you go. And that's the end of this. And just now read through the entire diary. I'm going to pause. Alright, and once you're done, enter into the crevice at the end and watch the cutscene. What do we do now? We're stuck here, man. It wasn't me who got drunk. You look like the one who puked over the barmaid. I can't help him, man. We're all children here. We're cold, we're hungry, we're lost. We're screwed. I have to write down what happened here, otherwise my father won't listen to me. So it seems like these guys are trying to accomplish something here as achievement to show their parents that they are really to make them proud. Someone is coming! Quickly hide! What if it's the monster? What if it's one of the townspeople? What if my father finds out? Oh man, shush! Blend in, man. Hide, do something. Come on, man. Too late. Hello there, dude. Don't bother me. Sorry? I said don't bother me. I'm being a rock. You can't be a rock. I heard you talking earlier. What do you hear? Your name's Arman. Give it back. You found my diary. Yeah, not until you tell me what's going on. We want to show my father that we're true adults by starting a war? What are you even doing in these caves anyway, man? I'm the regent of Miscellanea. The king asked me to look into this. You're the regent? Oh, you four. I think you better come out now. Game's over, kids. So you're the adventurer we heard about. The one who married the princess. If you're the female, it'll be the prince. Yes, that's me. So why are you here? Armon, you should have burned the diary. All of it. Did you guys steal the goods from both nations? It wasn't my idea, it was Migarth's idea. He said that if we disguise ourselves as soldiers, we could start a war between these two. It would have worked too if it wasn't for that huge snake. What is snake? We put the things we had taken safe. We put the things we had taken from both nations somewhere safe, so we could get them back again when we basically made peace. So essentially, these guys were trying to start a war between the two nations by stealing stuff. And once the war started, they would come out with like the items again, like, we were the heroes. Stop the war, you know. That's the idea. And then they would have the honor, prestige of being the saviors of both nations, and their parents would be proud of them. Alright, so anyway, it's cold down here. We have no more food. We can't go back to the town either. We're screwed. Can you at least get rid of the sea steak for us? I was gonna do that anyway. So, thank you so much. And one more thing. Please don't tell my father how badly we messed up. That's not really my choice. So once you're finished talking to them, head to the very end of the cave. And we're gonna fight the sea snake. There's a bunch of stuff they stole to start a war between the two nations. These snakes may attack you at your lower combat level and can probably poison you. Alright, so once you're here, once you enter into here, you will fight the snake. The giant sea snake is level 149. Crushes and range both up to 14. Can poison you from 9 HP. So have some anti-poison. Is weak to magic. So your best choice is magic. So use anti-poison as needed and attack it until dead. If you're using melee, use attack for melee. If you're using range or magic, use attack for missiles. Pretty straightforward. And let's just get straight to it. That's a nice screenshot. See, you definitely want to use stuff for missiles. And there we are. And now I'm poisoned. So, it's pretty straightforward. Otherwise, no special attacks, nothing like that. And down it goes. Take the box. Heavy box. And then exit the room. This is the, I guess, the stuff they stole. There we are. Reminds me of something from Tim Burton, actually. Come on. There we go. Hello down there, are you okay? Yes, who's that? A guard above this hole. I've thrown you down a rope. Come out. And climb out the rope. If you forget the heavy box, once you climb out, just talk to the guard outside the dungeon in etc. So not this guard. Actually, no, yes, this guard. Talk to this guard and then he'll give you the heavy box. Alright, so now give the heavy box to the queen. Your Majesty, here is your supplies. I found out what caused the problem as well. A group of teenagers from Roleka came here to prove themselves as adults, try to start a war, and basically try to become the peacemakers. Oh, of course. Here, okay, so the sea snake is dealt with, and here's some items back. Finally, a ruler of Miscellanea who can do things. Here you go. Thank you, Tonla. Here's a letter. Please give to King Vargas for our peace treaty. Thank you for everything you've done. And we have some coins from her, and also the empty box. Deliver the letter to King Vargas. On the other side, I won't do it. I don't think it matters. It may change the dialogue path or something. Anyway, hey, give the letter to King Vargas. How goes it? I figured it out. Group of teenagers try to start war and become peacemakers to prove themselves as adults. Oh, the usual trials they go through. Unless they're the ones the council warned me about. Apparently some of their youngings are impressively useless. Still, I cannot believe they try to start a war between the two nations to prove themselves as adults. Do you have the goods? I'm afraid not, Your Majesty. They were far too many for me to carry. That's a pity. I'll send the people down to take it later. And I spoke to the Queen, and here is a formal apology. Here you go. You defeated the sea snake. Wow. And the caverns under her palace are joined to ours. She thinks we should join forces to develop more houses and live in harmony. She says if I weren't a Yeti, she might want to get me knowing better. Since we're both warmongering fools, she thinks we get on very well as married couples. I suppose she has a point. Prince Brand's suggestion worked, and I didn't even do anything. What was that? Nothing, Your Majesty. Do you want me to give a reply back to the Queen? Not yet. Though I like to tell her I'm sorry for calling her a warmongering harpy. In the meantime, Tonla, you have brought peace to his nation once more. Enjoy the reward. 1 quest point, 5,000 agility XP, 5,000 slayer XP, 5,000 hit point XP, 20,000 coins, increase miscellaneous resources. Alright, so there you go. We found out the cause. It was a group of teenagers who wanted to go through a trial of sorts to prove themselves to be worthy by starting a war between two nations, and then once the war kind of started, they will appear as the saviors, the heroes, the peacemakers. Don't do this at home.